Before you hear this story, make sure you're not alone. For when Fenrir's name is spoken aloud, even the gods hold their breath. Fenrir, the bound beast of prophecy. Long before the world was shaped as we know it, and long before men spoke the names of the gods with reverence, a beast was born in the shadows of chaos. This creature was no ordinary beast. His name was Fenrir, and his story would echo across the 9 realms as a warning, a prophecy, and a tragedy all at once. Fenrir was the son of the shape-shifting god Loki and the giantess Angerboda. From the moment of his birth, the gods of Asgard sensed something dreadful in the winds of fate. Fenrir, a wolf pup with eyes of fire and a body that seemed to grow stronger with each breath, was destined for destruction. His power was unmatched, and his hunger seemed eternal. No one could say just how large he would grow, but one thing was certain: the gods feared him. So afraid were they that they made a bold decision to bring Fenrir into Asgard and raise him under their watchful eyes. They hoped that by keeping him close, they could tame the beast and prevent the end that the Norns, the weavers of fate, had whispered about in ancient runes. At first, Fenrir was but a curious cub. He played, he learned, and he trusted. But as time passed, Fenrir grew and grew and grew. His paws shook the ground, his howl split the skies. The gods realized that they had not tamed a pet, they had sheltered a storm. The gods feared what would happen if he were to walk freely across the 9 realms. Whispers spread through the halls of Asgard, and even the bravest among them looked to Fenrir with unease. The god of war and justice, Tyr, was the only one who dared feed him. Tyr, unlike the others, saw in Fenrir more than just a beast. He saw pain, he saw loneliness. But even Tyr could not change the fate that loomed. In secret councils, the gods decided that Fenrir must be bound, but they knew he would never submit willingly. So they hatched a plan, a series of games to test Fenrir's strength. They forged chains and challenged him to break them. At first, Fenrir laughed and accepted, shattering each one with ease. The gods clapped and cheered, pretending it was all for fun. But each chain was thicker, stronger, more complex. Yet none could hold him. Desperate, the gods turned to the dwarves of Svartalfheim, master craftsmen and forgers of magic. From whispers and shadows, the dwarves created Gleipnir, a ribbon-light chain made from 6 impossible things: the sound of a cat's footsteps, the beard of a woman, the roots of a mountain, the breath of a fish, the spittle of a bird, and the sinews of a bear. It was soft as silk, but stronger than any steel. When the gods brought Gleipnir to Fenrir, the wolf was no fool. He sensed deception in their eyes. He snarled, questioning their intent. Why would a ribbon be so important? Why did they seem so eager for him to try it? Fenrir laid down a challenge of his own. He would agree to be bound only if one of the gods placed their hand in his jaws, a show of faith. One by one, the gods stepped back. Only Tyr stepped forward. With no hesitation, Tyr placed his hand between Fenrir's massive fangs. The chain was fastened. The trap was sprung. Fenrir struggled, but Gleipnir held. The gods cheered, but their joy was short-lived. With a roar that shook the roots of Yggdrasil, Fenrir bit down, severing Tyr's hand in a spray of divine blood. The sacrifice was made. Tyr had paid the price for peace. Bound and enraged, Fenrir was taken to a remote land. There, the gods anchored him to a massive stone and wedged a sword in his jaws, forcing his mouth open. He howled, but no one listened. His drool formed rivers. His eyes burned with betrayal, and so he remained, a prisoner of prophecy, waiting for the day the chains would break. That day would come. It is written in the prophecies of Ragnarök, the twilight of the gods. When the final battle begins, The world will quake, and the chains of Gleipnir will snap like twigs. Fenrir will rise, towering, monstrous, with his jaws stretched from earth to sky. He will run across the world, devouring all in his path. In that final hour, Odin, the All-Father himself, will face the beast, but not even the wisest of gods can escape fate. Fenrir will devour Odin whole, fulfilling the destiny that the gods had tried so hard to prevent. But this victory will not be without cost. Odin's son, Vidar, born for this very moment, will rise from the ashes of destruction. He will drive his sword into Fenrir's heart, ending the beast's rampage, but not his legacy. For Fenrir's children, Skuld and Hati, will chase the sun and moon, eventually swallowing them, plunging the world into darkness. Stars will vanish, time will stop, and the age of the gods will end. But was Fenrir truly evil? Perhaps he was merely a victim of fear, raised among gods who never trusted him, treated as a threat rather than a son. Fenrir did not choose his destiny. He was shaped by it. Maybe, just maybe, if the gods had embraced him instead of binding him, the end might have never come. The story of Fenrir is not just one of rage and ruin. It is a tale of fear, of fate, and of what happens when we turn those we fear into monsters. And now that you know his name, can you hear the distant howl? Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story and want to hear more ancient legends and folklore, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to StorySeeker. Don't forget to click the notification bell so you never miss a new story. See you in the next adventure.